Hi everyone, I'm Maggie and I'm here to do a little reading catch up. So it's been a minute and things have changed in my life. I am about 5.5 months pregnant with our first baby. And so I want to say that because I'm out of breath all the time. So if I'm getting out of breath during this, I'm really sorry. I wanted to jump back on and film kind of a reading catch up because I know that in the next few months my reading life will change. And I want to keep it a priority for sure because it's such a big part of my life. But I also want to be able to look back and remember what I was reading this time while I was pregnant with our little boy. So yeah, and one of my books has to do with parenting. So let's just do a little wrap up of the last few months. It's April 2026. So I wanted to do 3 books I've recently finished, 3 books I'm currently reading, and 3 books I'm going to read soon. And I have my notes. So recently finished. I went to Yosemite recently and I finished Flights by Olga Tokarczuk. This has been on my TBR for so long. And I had read Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead, and it's one of my favorite books of all time. And I tried to read the books of Jacob, and I just was not that into it. I didn't finish it. So I was curious about Flights, and it's long. It feels long. It's about 400 pages. But I just loved it. It's short, sometimes really short, little chapters about different things, everything that has to do with motion. So people traveling different distances, motion throughout the human body. There's actually a lot about the body. Transportation, time, lots of big ideas in this, and I really enjoyed it. I have the Impusium, which I need to get to soon because she's on to something. I don't know what it is, but she's on to something. Okay, then I read on my Kindle The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. This was what I read at the airport coming back from California. And it's probably the hardest book I've ever read, subject matter wise. It's probably Toni Morrison's most famous book, or at least top 3 most famous books. And it's about a little girl who is Black and all she wants is to have blue eyes. And it's kind of about how she has never felt loved, and it's so sad. It's so good. It just blew my mind, especially being pregnant. It was really hard to read. Definitely look up warnings if you're gonna read that, if you have any kind of things that you like to stay away from. But I don't know, Toni Morrison is just, what can I say that hasn't been said? She was amazing. And I've read 4 of her books now. I read Sula, which is my favorite. I think Bluest Eye is my second favorite, and then probably Beloved and Jazz, which I loved all of them. And I think I'm going to I kind of want to reread Beloved actually. So yeah, I can't recommend that enough. And then the 3rd book I recently finished, I just finished about 20 minutes ago, is Gathering Evidence by Martin McInnes. This I loved. In Ascension by Martin McInnes is one of my favorite books ever. It's very, what's the word? Unassuming, maybe. You go into it not expecting what an absolutely massive book it is in terms of scope. I loved In Ascension, and this one I love too. It's not as good because this one he wrote earlier, I'm pretty sure. But I did love it. I really did. This is about a woman who is going to observe one of the last troops of these bonobo monkeys, chimpanzees, and things get weird in the nature reserve that she's at, like really weird. And then her husband is also having some kind of weird situation happening, which I won't go into, but there's all kinds of, like, I keep saying weird. This book is super weird. If you like China Miéville, I think you'll like Martin McInnes. He's not as out there, but it's the same kind of tech and nature and government and all these kind of concepts coming together in a way that is so satisfying to read. And I had so much fun with this. I also was reading this on my trip, and yeah, I have Infinite Ground. These are my upcoming books I need to read. And I have Infinite Ground, which is his only other book that's out that I haven't read. So excited for when he publishes a new book, whenever that is. Currently reading. So all of these are on my Kindle. So this is my Kindle. I have my dog, some stickers. It's kind of they've fallen down a little bit. They didn't really stay how they were supposed to. Anyways, I'm reading Titus Alone as part of the Unseen Review, our slow read of Titus Grown, the trilogy, and I'm loving it. I started with Titus Grown before I was pregnant, and now I'm finishing up Titus Alone, and I'm over halfway through, like with the pregnancy, and it's been so fun. Like, we read a chapter a day, and now Titus Alone is different, and it's shorter chapters, so we're reading 5 chapters a day. But pretty much anything Jess does as a slow read, or anything on her Substack or YouTube, I'm going to read it. And this one has just been like a little world I get lost in every day, and I really look forward to it. And she does podcast episodes for each day, and it's just so fun. I feel like being in school again sometimes, like having something to really like dive deep into. I think it's so fun. Titus Alone is different than the other books, but I'm not hating it. I expected to hate it because I know a lot of people don't like the third one, but it's fun. It's different. Yeah, I love that. And then I'm reading this book. Let me hold it up. It's a glare, called Crib Sheet by Emily Oster. I don't think I've said the authors. No, I said them. I just didn't say Titus Grown is by Mervyn Peake. Then Crib Sheet by Emily Oster is pretty much my first pregnancy or it's a parenting book. And I am loving it. I love all the information. So Crib Sheet is a data-driven book about all kinds of different things that will come up from the moment your baby's born until they go through the toddler years. And it makes me excited, and it makes me feel prepared, which I did not feel before. I know like not everybody's here for parenting stuff, which is totally fine. So I won't talk about this one for too long, but if you are thinking about having kids, or you know someone who has kids and you want to like know more about what it's like to parent a small child, which I cannot believe I'll be doing in a few months, Crib Sheet is pretty good. And now I have like all these other parenting books I want to read, so I'm really grateful that that's such a big market that I have a lot to choose from. And then the other book I've barely started is called, see, I'm out of breath, Rogue Protocol by Martha Wells. This is the 3rd Murderbot book, and I just started it. I wanted something fun and light to read, you know, throughout my other books, and Murderbot is fun. It's about a robot, like a synthetic, I don't even remember how to describe what he is, but he hacked his programming. He was supposed to protect, like work to keep different missions and keep people safe and all this stuff, and he hacked his programming, and he's becoming more individual, and all he wants to do is watch his TV shows and like be left alone. And it's really comforting. It's cozy. It has some stakes, but it's just fun. I was listening to the audiobooks and I liked those, and then I switched to the ebooks because they're free on Kindle Unlimited, or at least this one is. And it's fun. Let me have a sip of my water. Okay, now 3 books that I'm going to read soon. First, I have Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. So this came plastic wrapped. I ordered the hardcover, which isn't as... I can open this while we talk. It's not as much in stock anymore, but I just, a couple months ago, actually earlier this month, finished Moonbound, which is Robin Sloan's newest book. And so, of course, I wanted this book in hardcover so it matches the hardcover. They don't match, but, you know, if I can keep it kind of similar for the bookshelves, then I want to do that. So, this book is my in-person book club that I go to. It's our book for the month, and it was my pick, which... I'm one of the last people that got drawn out of the hat. Like, we take turns every month, and it was my turn, and I didn't know what to pick. I wanted something that most people in the group would like. The group does skew kind of like romantic-y interested, but I'm not super into that. And I thought this seemed like, Moonbound at least was fun and weird, and it seemed like something that people could be into if they were into like any kind of fantasy or sci-fi. Okay. Ooh, this is satisfying. Okay, so this I don't know much about. I know it's about a bookstore that's open 24 hours a day. Yeah, I'm excited. Robin Sloan he's a weirdo. Moonbound, I don't even know how I feel about that, or I don't know. It goes off in so many directions. It was fun, and I'm excited for this. I hope it's good because I don't want to like lead the book club into a bad book, but I don't know. The idea of a 24-hour bookstore, I'm intrigued. I wish that was real. Then I'm going to read this book I got out from the library called The Decagon House Murders by Yukito Ayatsuji. This is translated, I think, from the Japanese. Yes, Japanese. So this book, I heard about it on Emmy's book channel. I'm 99% positive, and I'll double check that. But she was talking about how this series is super big. My dog's making sounds. It's super big in detective fiction, and it was published in the late 80s. And it started this whole movement of a specific type of detective mystery fiction in Japan. And the bag says it also influenced the anime movement. So I'm excited. I love a mystery. I don't get sucked into too many because I don't really like fall into the hype of the newer mysteries. But if there's a good one, like The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, that's one of my favorites. What else have I liked? I read an Agatha Christie that I liked. I know I've read the Uketsu, like Strange Houses, Strange Pictures. Those are kind of like mysteries. I like those too. It's just like there has to be some kind of weird element in them to get me. How many times have I said weird in this? Anyway, so this is about students from a college that are going to this murder site, and weird stuff starts happening. I think they get killed. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. But anyways, it's a weird format. Like, it's a thin, kind of like bigger book, and it looks like independently published or something. You know how sometimes those look different? I'm really excited. I'm so happy my library had that. I didn't really expect them to. And finally, I'm in the mood for some Percival Everett soon. My dog's playing. And I don't know. I have Erasure here. I have The Trees. I have Watershed. And I really want to read Glyph because it's about like a parenting a little kid, but he's like a prodigy and things get crazy. But I don't know which one I want to read. I think this is a good time for me to try and read an Everett because I'm about to be off work for the summer break since I'm a teacher. And then also, I think in the fall, in the near future, my mind is going to be too all over the place. And he's somebody that I like to focus on and spend time with the book when I read it. So that time might be, I'm in a sweet spot right now where I have some time, to get into some books, and I want to appreciate that while I have it. So yeah, that's a little update about what I've been reading. Thanks for watching, and I will do my very best to be back soon. Bye, guys.